So, marketing your podcast is all about creating a brand that people can actually connect with. Joe Rogan, Joe Budden, all of these great podcasters have a strong personal brand that people can connect with. So, today I want to really talk to you about different ways you can promote your show so that it really connects that brand together. What's up, Pod Stars? I'm Coach Chris, host of the Personal Branding Playbook. Before we get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate that support. Now, today we got to talk about promoting your podcast, and I want to kind of steer away from the social media aspect, even though I know that's like the most popular one, the most normal one, but let's do things a little differently today. Matter of fact, I'm going to talk about social media, but a more advanced strategy that most people aren't using. My first strategy is to be a guest on other podcasts. That's pretty normal. I think the guesting industry has blown up in the past 16 months. It's really it's went to a different level, because now I get emails every single day from somebody else asking somebody else to be on my show and telling me so and so would be a good guest. And that's one way to go. You could pay an agency to find podcasts for you to be a guest on, and they do all the work for you. That is very much possible. I think that if you're super busy, if you're one of those people that you have a crazy schedule, your business is massive, it's smart. It's a good thing to do. But the reality is, I don't think most people need that. I think the easiest way to be a guest on the podcast, my show at least, is to just engage with me. It's very, very simple. See, what most people do is they send you an email and they immediately ask. Whereas if you follow my Instagram and then you engage with my content, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you like my videos and left a comment on each one, like I will immediately see who you are, like instantly. And then I'm going to look at you to see, what does this person do? Are they creating any content? Do they run a business? Man, they would be perfect for the Personal Branding Playbook. That's how you can get on my show. That's the fastest way to get on my show. The cheapest and easiest way is just to engage with my content. I think too many people rely on the systems and the fancy emails, and it's not that necessary. What's funny is I've been a guest on a ton of shows now, but it always comes from me just engaging with the host. My intention is not even to be a guest on their show. I just engage with them. I share their content. I leave comments. I actually give them the same feedback, and I give them the energy that I want in return. And out of nowhere, they send me a DM on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, even Twitter. And they're like, "Oh, you'd be perfect for the podcast. Do you want to be a guest?" Sure. So it's like, you don't need to have this fancy agency doing things for you unless you don't have the time. But one thing that helps me is I consistently engage with other people's content. I think a big problem we have right now is a lot of people are in consumption mode and they just consume. And those are the people that engage with the creators. But creators are creating so much, they never go to consume mode. And I think you need to have a healthy balance. And this is what I mean. When I create content, I know I have this kind of rule where I make 80% content, 20% consumption on my content creation days. Like when I know I want to create content, I set up the lights and I got the camera, the mic and all of that. And for this time, I'm focused on creating. I'm not consuming. I'm not watching anything. I'm creating. You got to have times when you go and you consume, because when you consume, you engage with other people's content. And that's the best way to grow your content. You can't think, "Oh, if I just keep sharing my episodes everywhere, people will show me love." No, you actually have to show them love too. Whenever podcasters ask me, "Well, how many reviews do you have on your podcast?" or "How do I get more reviews?" my question is always, how many shows have you reviewed? How many times have you gone and shared somebody else's content? How many times have you gone and left somebody a rating and review without any request? You just did it because you wanted to, because the content was good. See, we gotta stop being so selfish. Stop thinking just about you. Everybody else out here is being selfish. So if you go to the other side and you're unselfish, oh man, the results you get are gonna be life-changing. So here's one of the things I do. I set aside time, usually 10 to 15 minutes in my afternoons, to just engage with people's content. I follow hashtags and I go engage with people's content. Very, very simple. It's basic. Literally no work at all. And I do this on Instagram, LinkedIn, and I used to do it on Twitter, but Twitter just isn't where my audience is as much anymore. So I only focus on Instagram and LinkedIn. Follow hashtags, engage with people's content, show them love. People love when you share their content, when you leave thoughtful comments and all of that. And sometimes you get something out of it, like a podcast interview. Sometimes you just get somebody else following you that's engaging with your content. Either way, it's a win-win. So the first thing is to be a guest on other podcasts, but in order to be a guest, you got to stop being so damn selfish. Think about what you could do for someone else first. And then I promise you, I guarantee you will get way more opportunities. Now, the next strategy is to send emails. I think a lot of podcasters skip over this. In fact, I'm going to do a poll. If you are a podcaster and you have a mailing list, comment down below. Let me know that you have a mailing list. You don't even have to tell me how many subscribers you have. Just let me know the date you started your mailing list, because I made that mistake when I started podcasting. I didn't immediately set up a mailing list and start getting people's names and stuff. Like, I moved kind of slow with it, to be honest. But I will say I learned my lesson. So now I'm really consistent with the mailing list, and it's a great way to market your podcast. The good thing is when you create podcast episodes, it's like radio on demand. People can listen when they want to. So if you put out an episode on Monday, you email people about it on Tuesday, but they don't even see it until Wednesday, they can still go and listen to that episode. Where in contrast, it's like if you promote a live session you're going to do on Facebook or Instagram, in your email, people that miss it, they just miss it. So it's much better to send your episodes to your audience as much as you can, literally every single week. Plus, people are so used to being sold to, like, oh my God, you know how many emails I just unsubscribe from? I don't even want anymore, because they only focus on selling. So this is another way you can separate yourself, by sending them valuable content. And it doesn't have to be some 1,000-word email. It's very simple. I literally write 4 to 5 lines. Hey, I put out an episode today or yesterday, and I talked about 1, 2, 3, 4. Very simple. Here's what you're going to get from listening to that episode. That's another way. Check it out here. Put the link. See you soon. Very simple. And that is enough to boost your downloads like you cannot imagine. The emails are usually used for selling. Like everybody says, build an email list because it's profitable. But really, it's also engagement. It's a lot of engagement, because you might have some people that are subscribed, and every time you send an email, that's the only way they're notified about the podcast episode. They may never remember to go to the app and actually go and like subscribe, and so they can get them automatically. But when you send emails, they may click on every single email and go listen. You never know. That's how a lot of this stuff works, because some people don't follow simple directions. You sending the emails, though, could be a way to get them into your world. So sending emails is going to be not only profitable, but it's going to get you a lot of engagement. All right, so now we got to talk about the advanced promotion strategies using Facebook and Instagram ads. Now, I know I've talked about this before, but I like to repeat this process so people can get it, because it's very, very simple. And I know somebody out there probably charging for this, but it's not very complicated. One of the best things you can do is share your content on Facebook or Instagram to your personal page or your podcast page, because when people engage with your content, you can now retarget those people. But I want to take you through a process that is honestly foolproof. Like, this process, it works for everybody that I know that has done it, all of my clients, and it's actually affordable. I like how this just turned into a masterclass on ads. I promise I'm not going to get too deep. I promise. So the first step is to run a video view ad on Facebook. You can also run it on Instagram, but it has to be 1 minute so it can fit in your page, and that's just a headache. Instagram needs to update that where you can run ads for your IGTV videos. That I will pay for. But the video view ad is great on Facebook because it can get you thousands and thousands of views for very little money. And I mean, you can pay 2 cents per view. It's ridiculous how cheap it is. So when you put this video, this first video number 1, your video view ad number 1 is all about great content. That's it. You're not promoting anything. You're not trying to sell anything. It's just great content. If I have a podcast about basketball, my video clip I will post is me and my co-host arguing about who the best Laker ever is, right? And I would run that video view ad and target Laker fans. Simple, very, very simple. Now, you can also do this for music. If I had a music podcast, I would then run a video view ad of me and my co-host or me and a guest discussing who had the best rap album of the year. And then run that to all the rap fans, right? Like who likes hip hop, all that stuff. Like I'm running it to that audience. Very, very simple. And here you can pay $1 a day and run that video view ad to your audience. Just $1 a day. That's all you need to get started with. So when I set these up, I like to go for at least 10 days and I run it for $1 a day for 10 days. That's step one. So then step two is to now go and see how many people engaged with that video. Did it do well? Meaning, how many people watched the video for longer than 10 seconds? Now, I know they have like a 3-second area, but that's not really useful because if somebody's scrolling, they could pause 1, 2, 3 and scroll. You don't want to retarget those people. It's a waste. Like, they didn't watch anything. Like, let's be honest. Facebook counts through plays as people that watch for 15 seconds. That's another stat to pay attention to because you got a lot of people that watch that long. Those are the people you want to retarget with video number 2. Now, video number 2, this is where you do a little more promoting of your podcast. And what I mean by that is when you set up your video, it should be branded where your logo is up there and you have a big title at the top. You want to put subtitles on it. You want to make sure your video looks amazing because when your content has that kind of presentation to it, and this is the second time this viewer is seeing your content, they start to gravitate more towards it. And I literally had somebody tell me that they saw these colors and oh my God, it made me think of your brand. Like it works. This works very, very well. So when you get those people on video view number 2, you're just retargeting. All you have to do is retarget. And this is super simple. Obviously, I'm not going into all the details of how you do that, but you want to retarget the people that view video number 1. Anybody that watched for longer than 10 seconds, you retarget them with video number 2. And video number 2 is more great content. You're not selling, not promoting, just great content. That's it. Because you're getting them down the ladder and getting them used to seeing your content. Now, video number 3, this is where you can promote. This is where you could be camera face to face like this and let them know, hey, I'm Coach Chris. I host the Personal Branding Playbook. You got to subscribe to the podcast. You've been seeing my videos everywhere. If you're not tired of seeing me, go and subscribe to the show. Like that simple. It's that easy. And so now when you go through this strategy, let me be clear too. I forgot the money part. Each one of these videos you can run for $1 a day. That's it. That is it. $1 a day. So at the most you'll be running 3 ads at a time. That's $3 a day. That's $15 in just a week. Just go Monday to Friday. Pay $15 for those 3 videos. And you got to let video 1 run for a while so you can get the video views up. And then you can have some people to actually retarget on number 2. And then another thing I suggest is switching it up. Who you're targeting with video view number 1, right? That audience number 1 could just be Laker Nation. Then it could be just Joe Rogan. Then you switch it up and you target somebody else completely different. And the good thing about this is you're not spending a lot of money. It's like super, super cheap. And then you're really building your brand because people get to constantly see your content. It could be some people who are those 3-second viewers, but they see your ad once and then they see another one and then they see another one. Now about the 5th time they've seen you, they're going to say, damn, who is this? And they want to go and check you out. So I know the ads may seem really, really complicated. And if you want to know more about the podcast advertising masterclass, leave a comment down below. I'll let you check it out because it's really, really valuable when you can get it done, because this is how you build your brand to then reach sponsorship level. If you can do this strategy and put the first month, I always suggest don't spend more than $50 the first month. Don't spend more than $50 no matter what. Then that second month, you can go up to $150. After 3 months of doing this correctly, you can build a massive, massive brand. Guys like Tai Lopez built their entire brands on nothing but advertising. They're not good at anything. They just know how to run ads. That's the same thing you can do with your podcast. And I know it's super advanced. It's not for everybody, but if you're serious about blowing up quickly, you got to run some ads. So those are some new, more strategic ways to promote your podcast. The main thing I want you to take away from this is that you have to give in order to receive. Stop expecting people to subscribe to your show, to leave comments on your content, to share your content. Do all of that stuff that you're not doing for anybody else. Stop it. Once you start giving more, you're going to receive more. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I always appreciate it, man. I really, really do. Make sure you check out the Podstar community. It is linked in the description below, specifically for podcasters who are building businesses. You want to build your business, grow your brand, establish your platform. Check it out in the description below. I'm Coach Chris. I will see you next time. Until then, growth never stops.